The caliber of the students who are applying to the medical school and who are admitted to the school is stunning. One of the easiest ways that I put it is that I would not be able to get into medical school at Indiana University today. And it's staggering both in terms of how they perform grade-wise, test-wise, but also their volunteer work, their outside activities, just the breadth of these young men and women. Scholarships are one of the elements that helps us attract these outstanding students. Our students are of a caliber that they're going to be admitted to multiple medical schools. And we want them to come here because if they come here, the likelihood that they will stay in the state of Indiana is much higher. So anything that we can do to attract and retain the very best talent is good for the school, it's good for the state, it's good for everybody. And indeed, scholarships are a very important element of that.
I grew up in New Albany, Indiana, which is a small city right outside of Louisville, Kentucky. My mother directs a mentoring program at Indiana University Southeast, and my dad delivers for UPS. Getting a scholarship was definitely a blessing to me because it really lifted the burden of having to repay loans. In a sense, my family I knew couldn't pay it, so I knew that whole burden would be on me. When I got the phone call that I had received a scholarship, I actually cried. My sister was with me, we both cried. It was just such a joyous feeling, and called my mother, she was crying. And so it was really a blessing. I knew that my dreams had been answered, basically, that I knew I wanted to go to Indiana University, and the way had been made.
I have a lot of friends who chose their medical specialty largely based on the amount of debt they were graduating with and the financial burdens they knew they would be facing. I can't imagine being in that situation. I've often said to people that if I wasn't an internist, I'd probably be a farmer or something completely outside of the field of medicine, because internal medicine is what I love and I can't imagine practicing any other type of medicine. Having a scholarship through the IU School of Medicine gave me the freedom to choose the specialty that I love without having to worry about whether or not it was going to be financially feasible.
This Christmas, my wife and I surprised my mother by showing her a gift agreement that we had made with the IU Foundation that created an endowed scholarship in her and my father's name. And I can tell you, if you ever want to really surprise your parents and honor them and make them cry, that's a way to do it. She was flabbergasted. The other reason we did that is because we felt passionately about the need for scholarships, so it was a way for us to put our money where our mouth is.
It first started when Al retired, because everybody was giving him honors, and I thought that I'd like to do something to honor his career. So we didn't start with an endowed scholarship. We just started with, I think, a 2-year commitment. And it turned out to be so gratifying, and it's just hard to explain. We met the student who got the scholarship. He was so nice. He almost became a member of the family. And it was contagious. It wasn't totally just for the good of the student. We got a lot out of it too. So after a couple of years, we decided that that was going to be one of our priorities, was to go ahead and endow a scholarship.
We aren't here forever, and it's nice to know that some work you are engaged in will go on forever.
Scholarships are our highest priority. This is the the way that our alumni can have the greatest impact in terms of their medical school and the future generation of physicians who are going to be helping care for their children and their children's children and potentially be partners with them in practice. Bottom line is that there are many compelling reasons to think about giving a scholarship. And I would like for each and every one of our alumni to consider doing so.